it's Sarah. Welcome back to my channel. It's great to have you here again today. So I wanted to do a video on Mercari because I have been using this buying and selling platform for probably 2 to 3 years now, more along three years. I used to do Poshmark, and that was the first one I had started on. However, I no longer sell anything on there, nor do I buy anything on there. My biggest con was they charge you 20% of whatever you sell, and then also their shipping, even if it's like a half of an ounce for an item, an earring, we'll say, they're still going to charge you almost $8 for shipping. That's the cheapest amount of shipping they offer. So as a seller, I did not like it, because as a buyer, I did not like it. So I moved to Mercari. So I'm going to go over my experience with Mercari. I'm going to tell you a little bit of the pros and cons from both the buyer side and the seller side, because I do both. So let me just get into my background with Mercari. So I have 5-star reviews. I have been using it since I think 2020, so about 2 years, 3 years. I've completed at about right now over 300 transactions. That's both selling and buying. And I have made a total, apparently, on my account, and I've written it down. Since 2020, I have made $4,276. Now, I do not know the platform on whether or not that money is also money that I've used to buy other things, because sometimes I do that. I will sell things and use that money to buy something else. Or if that's just, in general, that's how much I made after all that. I am not really sure, but I have made about $4,500 in 2 years using it. So I am reputable, I would say, and I have used it a lot. So, okay, let's get into the buying side. I do buy some things from there. So buying, we're going to start with the pros. So you can get a lot of discounted items on Mercari, which I really do like. I appreciate it because you can buy brand name stuff that are brand new most of the time, for super duper cheap. An example is Charlotte Tilbury. I have a love-hate with Charlotte Tilbury. I love her stuff. I genuinely do love her stuff. However, it is super expensive. So I will go on there and shop for some of the Charlotte Tilbury stuff, brand new, on Mercari, and pay a fraction of the price. So I really do like that. They also offer a lot of unique items. So if you're looking for something very unique, like an air fryer, there's going to be people who are just trying to give away their air fryer because they're moving or they're doing this or that, and you can get one for like 20 bucks. I've also looked up like espresso machines and things like that just to shop around and see what I can find and for the pricing. And a lot of these items are brand new. Some of them are used, but the prices usually are really good, and you can sometimes offer like a lower price as well, or something you're willing to pay, and see if the seller will take it. So I really do like that. Also, another pro for buying items is you do get free tracking with the item that you purchase through the shipping. Usually people use USPS, but they have several options. They also have UPS, and they also have FedEx. So all of those will come with tracking, so you're able to kind of see when your item is coming. So that's just another good way to feel safe about your purchases, and that's something that I have really appreciated as a buyer on Mercari. So cons, let's get into some of those that I've experienced from the buyer perspective. So sometimes the items are not as described. There have been times where I bought things where, it wasn't exactly what I thought it was. And I was just kind of like, well, I still wanted it. I still would use it, so I kept it. So sometimes the items are not as described. I would recommend looking at the seller's profile and their history with transactions to see how honest they would be, and kind of go from there. Sometimes there's also slow shipping. That's another con for me. Sometimes people have 3 days to ship things out. Sometimes the sellers will ship it out on the 3rd day after Mercari sends them an automated message telling them as a reminder to ship the item. And then from there, it might take another 5 days to make it to you. So sometimes you might not get the product for a week and a half. So keep that in mind. If it's not something you need right away, then it's not a big deal. But sometimes the sellers can be a little bit slow in shipping. And another con is returns. So the returns are actually very hard to do and process. The only way you can get a return approved through Mercari is if the item is not described properly as what you had thought it was purchased for, or the pictures or things like that. So then Mercari will look at what the posting was and then compare it to the product that you are now uploading pictures of and writing comments of what you thought the product would be, and they compare them. Now they also do still give the seller the option though to not accept the return. So it definitely is a little bit hard to do returns on Mercari. So keep that in mind as a buyer. But in general, I usually only shop people that I trust through their reviews on their profile below the description. So I would highly recommend that for you as well. Okay, next we'll go from the selling side, which is usually what I do. We'll go with the pros. So the pros is Mercari only takes 10% of your sales, where Poshmark was taking 20%. So I cut that amount in half, and that's why I go with Mercari now. So that's just straight up a pro for me as a seller. So that's why I choose Mercari over Poshmark. Next, a pro is you can declutter and make money from items that you're just decluttering. I have sold anything from glasses, I have sold watches, I have sold mascaras, I have sold anything and everything, honestly, you can find on there. So I think it's really great if you're decluttering. Before you bring it to Goodwill, maybe see if you can make a couple bucks off of it. It never hurts, you know, to make it like $5 here or there. So I really do kind of like that from a personal side. Next is how easy the platform and the app is to use. It is very user-friendly. I really do, from a selling standpoint, it is very easy. You can do, I think, 13 pictures for the product. The item description, you need to have at least 5 words. But in general, you don't have to put too much information. I found Poshmarks to be way more labor intensive, and I really didn't enjoy that much. Mercari is definitely a little bit easier and faster per product. So I really do like the platform. It is very easy to use. They also, as a pro, will send you the shipping label. So after you sell something, it'll automatically get sent to your email, or you can just go on the platform and click on the item that's sold and print it directly from that listing. And so I really do appreciate doing that, because I just print it from my printer at home, tape it onto the front of a bag, and I ship it out. So it's a super duper easy process and system to make a couple extra bucks from. So I have really enjoyed selling products on Mercari over Poshmark for sure, and I'm going to continue to keep selling on Mercari because I haven't really had any big issues with it. So here's some cons though, after doing this for so many years, on some things I really just don't enjoy. First of all, is some buyers just give bad reviews. So there are going to be some of those people as customers. I think we all have been in these situations, especially from a customer service standpoint, where you just cannot make people happy no matter what you do. And so I think out of my over 300 sales and purchases, I've received 2 or 3, maybe 3 out of them that were below a 5-star. I think 2 of them were 4-star and 1 of them was like a 2-star. Now my 2-star was this buyer just gave me a 2-star and didn't even like explain why or anything like that. And so that's what's frustrating about it, is like it wasn't like there was a good reason for it. So I don't like that aspect of it. When you do, from definitely the purchasing side, because I do purchase, there are options on there too. There's a box that says, tell us why you rated this person that amount. And then there's also options that you can just click on that says great packaging, great value as described, things like that. So it doesn't even take a lot of time. But I don't like how there's just sometimes you're going to get bad reviews. And for me, I take it personally because I stand by what I'm selling. But you can't win always, I guess. So that's a little bit frustrating. Okay, another con is there is no direct like chat or help when you need it. If there's an issue, then there's no direct like robot or anything like that you can talk to. It is like articles. So for example, a few weeks ago, I sold an item and the buyer claimed that it was a brand new Kula SPF, okay? Brand new, never opened, in the box. And she claimed that the color of the product and the smell of the product was not what it should have been. And she asked for a refund. So I was kind of like, well, that's not my problem because it's brand new. It's not expired. It wasn't going to expire for over a year. And so that's kind of like not my issue, if that makes sense. I had gotten it in one of my boxes. I had never used it. And she wanted a return. However, I went on there to chat to see what was going on with it. And it just kept bringing me to articles. They would ask you a question and it would bring you to an article. Ask you another question, bring you to another article, so on and so forth. There was no way I could get any assistance in this. So I just unfortunately ignored the lady completely. I did not respond to her. Because like I said earlier, as a buyer, you can only return products if it is not as described. And everything about the product was as described. Also, though, the return, she had sent to me in the message saying it did not smell and look the same as what she had previously bought, I guess. That means she used the product. I was selling a brand new product, unused, unopened, which means she opened it and used it, and then she wanted to return it. So why would I want a product that has been now used returned to me, and I would lose all of that money, and now I'm stuck with it and wouldn't know what to do. So in the end, I ended up just ignoring it and waited to see if she put in a claim from her end, which she never did. And after 3 days, once the seller receives it, if they don't put in a claim for a return, then Mercari automatically signs off on it and gives you 5 stars. So, and closes out the transaction. So she never did put one in on her end, and I ignored her, and she never reached out to me again after that either. So I don't know exactly what the issue was gonna be. But my point is, there's not a lot of help for situations like that. You kind of, I guess, just have to use your own discretion on it, and kind of go from there. Okay, next is the packaging. So with Mercari, you definitely need your own packaging. So that means you're gonna have to spend some money to get boxes or bags. I use the bubble wrapped packages that I can buy on Amazon. That's what I use. And they can be a little bit pricey, and it is cutting into your profit. However, I noticed from experience, and because I tried it just to see, people don't give you good reviews if you don't make it look pretty. I know that sounds crazy because people just open the package and throw it out. But unfortunately, especially females, if it doesn't look good, they're not very excited about it. So you do have to buy your own packaging. So I buy the bubble wrapped packaging and tissue paper from Amazon. So it does cost you a little bit. So it's not as easy as just putting an item in a box and shipping it out. You do kind of have to wrap it up and make it look a little bit pretty. So you are spending a little bit more money. Lastly, the last thing I just hate, and sometimes it just is annoying to me, is you get so many lowball offers. There's so many cheap people out there that I'm just like, I'm not gonna just give this stuff away for free. Like, if that was the case, I would just like keep it, right? So I don't know. Let me give you an example. Let's say a Kate Spade purse I'm selling. I'll put it up there, brand new. I actually have one up there right now. You get the Kate Spade purse and the wallet in a combo. The purse alone was like $400 something, and then the wallet was $200 something. I'm selling both of them brand new, unused, for $199. Okay, people will, for that price, send in an offer for like $25. Like, are these people crazy? And like, it's just kind of annoying because then they'll message you back after they make the offer and be like, well, like, can you respond, or how about this or that? And like, I've gotten to the point now where I call it rude because I'm a very polite person. If it's just low, I just decline it right away, and I don't even respond to the person. I just hit decline. I don't even offer them a price back because it's just like insulting almost that like you would have the audacity to offer such a low offer for an item. And even when you put on your description as price is firm, people will still send in an offer for like $18 below, and it's just like, I'm not gonna lose $18. So that is just kind of a pain in the butt. I wish there was maybe like a mechanism within these apps that would allow you as the seller to have a lowest price. Like, what is the lowest price you're willing to go? Because sometimes it's just annoying. So that is my other and my last con from the selling standpoint. But overall, I do like Mercari. I think it's a great way to get rid of some of your decluttered items. For me, I do a lot of unboxings and I cannot use those products that fast. So I will sell them on there for a very discounted price. And so a fair price. And because they are brand new and I usually don't try the products. And if I have tried them, I put that on my offer, on my listing, and I make sure they know exactly how much is in the bottle and so on and so forth. So I do like Mercari. I've been doing it now, like I said, for over 2 years, and I'm going to continue to use it. Those are just some of the things I have learned from my experience using it. I wanted to share it with you guys. So thank you for stopping in. I hope you enjoyed it, and check out some of my other videos as well if you have some time. Looking forward to seeing you guys next time. Bye.